Okay.
That up. I'm starting the timer now, so yeah, don't worry about that. That 10 minutes is went right back into the last one. But yeah, sorry, just computer being annoying, you know how it is. All right.
That's fine.
So how long have you been playing Smash?
I think about a year now.
Cool. And where are you from?
I'm from Philippines in Asia.
Oh, cool. And are you playing from there right now?
Yep.
Okay. So we might have a little bit of lag. Um, I don't think it'll be unplayable exactly, and we'll still be able to learn some stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
so yeah, we'll give it a try and see how it is. One thing that I think is a lot more useful sometimes when you're like across the world like this would be like a VOD review. Do you guys have like tournaments there in the Philippines?
We just had one I think 2 days ago, the Rev Major, but I didn't join because I'm not really that good yet.
Gotcha. One thing I always tell my students is, it doesn't matter. You go for fun, right? It takes years and years before you can get to the point where you're like in contention to win. So there's always something to learn, and I just have a really good time at tournaments. So I would encourage you when you get the chance, go to tournaments. They're a good time.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's one way to look at it. I think my friends went there, and
Gotcha.
they all got to 002.
Yeah, no, that's totally normal. Okay, the connection actually feels pretty okay for how far away we are. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I went 0 2 at my first like 6 or 7 events. It takes a while. That's just how it is. The game's hard. There's so much to learn, and the fastest way to
Mhm.
learn is kind of just to jump in feet first. That being said, though, obviously do what's comfortable to you. Um, but yeah, I think that's where the joy of the game is for me. All right, we'll get some games real quick, and I'll be a little quieter at first, and then I'm gonna sort of speak up on where I think the gaps are and what I think you could be working on. Okay? All
Okay.
right, go ahead and taunt when you're ready.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
Yeah, it happens. That's the delay a little bit, right? Because I think you timed it a little wrong because of the delay. So don't worry about it. Okay, I'm liking your movement. I'm liking your dashes in and out. It's a good starting point. Oops. Oh,
Mhm.
unfortunate. Yeah. Again, yeah, the delay is throwing us off slightly. It'll take a game or two to get used to, but that's all right. Oh, that's me. Unfortunate. Yeah, my Switch has been dropping games every now and then. Let me just get another arena up, or if you want to host an arena, that can maybe make things easier.
Okay. I'll create one.
Okay. So yeah, I think so far what I'm noticing is there's a lot of neutral air dodge going on, right? Whenever you get hit by something, you're uh, maybe sort of checking out, right? Like that's something that happens a lot. And I think part of that is in. Have you ever played any other fighting games?
I used to play Tekken back
Hmm.
in my college days.
It's definitely something I notice from players who have played other fighting games is like once you get hit and the combo string starts, there's just sort of a okay, it's their turn kind of thought, right? Where you're just waiting for them to screw up. Well, in Smash, it's not really like that. In Smash, there's things you could always be doing to make it harder for your opponent. Be that DI, SDI, what choosing mixing up between air dodge, double jump. Smash is not a game of true combos for the most part. Most of the true
Mhm.
combos are like get 60% at most. Obviously there's some weird exceptions to the rule, but even then, you need to be doing certain things to minimize um, their advantage state over you. Have you heard the terms like advantage state and disadvantage state and neutral?
Yep. I don't really get it that much. I think it just means that if you're in the advantage stage, you're the one who's doing the offensive, and uh, you're in the receiving end if you're in the disadvantage state.
Yeah, that's a reasonably good way to put it. It's a little more nuanced than that because advantage state is like once you get the hit, what do you do next? That's your advantage state. And disadvantage state is once you get hit, what do you do next? For the most part. And then neutral is when you're both sort of running around trying to hit each other, right? Or playing the
Mhm.
waiting game, waiting for your opponent to screw up so you could hit them. That's neutral. Um,
I just sent you the
yeah, I'm on my way
the
to it.
room. Yeah, I think I understand.
Yeah, and there's no hard line between these things. It's sort of just semantics, or it's just words, right? Um,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, though, when someone says you need to work on your advantage state, they're saying you need to work on what you do after you get the hit. So there's like you'll have your true combo, right? Like if you have a landing
Mhm.
fair with Wolf, you can then get like an up air and then maybe another up air if there's a platform, right? Something like that. Or you can get fair
Uh.
bear, or there's all sorts of combos you could maybe get. That's sort of advantage state, but when people say you need to work on your advantage, they sort of mean the moments after that. The moments where you're waiting for your opponent to air dodge, or you're waiting for your opponent to double jump. Oh, you play Ike too?
Yeah.
Cool.
Um. A little.
So yeah, so like those moments where I hit you and then I wait for your air dodge and then I hit you again, that's an advantage state moment, right? Where instead of just sort of waiting for, my turn again, I try to read what you do and push it further. I don't recommend doing that stall with Ether because it's very easy to kill you off of that.
Yeah. I think the counter characters. I
Yeah,
think
counter characters
doing it
or
higher is better.
yeah, but doing it at all is, you want to do everything you can to avoid using Ether whenever possible because it is exploitable by every character in the game. Characters can just go over it in down air. Characters can time an F smash and hit you on your way up. Once people get to a certain level, they're going to exploit that Ether every time. So it's almost better to
Mhm.
quick. It's almost always better to either quick draw or like air dodge up to get back to ledge. You only want to Ether when you don't have any other choice.
One thing that I'm noticing is my accuracy with my hits, because yeah, as you said, I came from fighting games that you're face to face, right? Like Tekken.
Hmm.
So I'm not fully used uh
Turning
to
around.
where turning around is fine. Like yeah, I can. Oh.
That's all right. Yeah. Again, the delay's throwing us off a little bit. You can go ahead with what you were saying. Oh yeah, we can wait till the game's over. Oops, misinput there.
Oh, that's a good catch.
Thanks. I don't mind the idea, but yeah, I've just played this Ditto so many times that I don't tend to air dodge there. But you caught on because I did a couple times earlier. So you notice how I do that jump air dodge instead of going for ether? It's just way less exploitable. Or jump quick draw, actually it was. But sometimes I air dodge as well. Good. Good job going low. I was trying to test if you had the spacing. Yeah, the narrow kill eventually. Okay, so you've got a decent understanding of fundamentals in neutral. And that's good to see, especially for someone who's never been to a tournament before. Again, though, that disadvantage state, what you do after you get hit is going to matter quite a bit. Because it can be the difference between just taking a true combo, taking 30 damage from Nair up air or something, versus, getting your stock taken because I'm, running you out of resources and killing you. So one thing I'm noticing is I'll do my little starter combo, right? Don't hit me, I'm just going to show you some stuff. I'll do my little starter combo, my little Nair up tilt or something, and that's like 20 damage, right? Or 25. And then you fearing a follow-up hit will almost always just hold shield and air dodge, right? And then when I see that air dodge, I just take advantage with a grab, keep my advantage state going, and basically blow you up for it. So when you're in disadvantage, when your opponent is out of true combo, you know what I mean by true combo, right?
Yep. It's the combos that will hit depending on percentage always.
Yeah. Basically, they can't be air dodged or jumped out of, right? They're, your opponent's still in hit stun. They can't do anything other than DI. So when I get my little true combo and the combo's over, you then need to be thinking, what do I do to get out of this situation, right? So like, let's say I do my Nair up tilt and like you're up here in the air, right? Like pretend the platform's not there. This is where you are. So what I'm seeing you do a lot is you're fearing me to do like another up tilt or something and you're air dodging. Which when you air dodge, you have landing lag, and I can just grab your landing lag. I can just wait and react and punish you, right?
Okay.
So that is one option. There's nothing wrong with doing an air dodge if you think I'm going to do a follow-up hit. But if you do that every time, that's when I start to exploit it, right? So what you want to do instead is, sometimes you want to jump away. Sometimes you want to, say, air dodge to a platform or do like a weird cross-up air dodge that's harder for me to react to. One thing, if you think I'm going to wait, is you can swing back at me sometimes. But the biggest thing is while I'm doing a combo on you, you want to make sure you know what DI is?
Yeah, the directional influence.
Yeah, so it's basically what direction you're holding while you're getting hit, right? So when you're being comboed, you generally want to DI away from your opponent because the further away from your opponent you are, the harder it is for them to get follow-up hits, right? Like, that just makes sense naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay, so that's combo DI, and I want you to be doing that as much as possible. Different combos it's better to DI in different ways. That's something you're just going to have to pick up on. There's like 80 matchups in this game, and it's kind of unique. But as a general rule, away or down and away or up and away are going to be your best options, okay? So when in doubt, hold away.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very important that you mix up what you do between, again, double jump, swing back, air dodge, directional air dodge, all that. Sometimes it's better just to go to ledge because you get invulnerability and you can decide what to do next, right? So there's all sorts of options and ways to bail yourself out, and you got to be smart with it. Okay. Any questions before we play again?
No, I get the gist of it.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and taunt when you're ready. It's all about not being obvious, right? It's all about making your opponent guess while being as safe as you can be. Nice, I mistimed it. So there you see how that wasn't a true combo, but I just kind of waited and followed your drift and played my advantage state until I could find the opening.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I took your double jump there. Nice. Good ledge trap. Nice. Good timing. It was a good read. There you read my landing, right? And it was at a time when it made sense. Good. The neutral get up spot dodge is a smart option, especially online when I am probably going to screw up the timing.
oh.
Yep, I think you have a really solid fundamental skill set. You just need to play more people is a big thing, and sort of branch out against people who aren't always online. The game is very different offline. Do you play online a lot?
Yeah, basically that's my main mode of playing right now. I don't have any offline practice partners at the moment.
Gotcha. Do you live in
But
the city or?
I live in the province.
Okay. I don't know too much about the Philippines, but do you live like? Do you know if there are tournaments at like a city near you or something?
It's about a 2 to 3 hour drive.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Sometimes it's just like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's one of my problems. The the direction of my attack is
Gotcha. Sometimes you attack in the wrong direction by accident.
no, yeah, happens quite a lot. I'm not sure if it's my reflexes or I'm just I'm just slow.
Gotcha. Do you use tilt stick when you attack?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. I think, the thing about, again, playing online is there's added delay. So sometimes you just get mixed up and, you'll find yourself predicting instead of reacting. The thing is, you want to be reacting to your opponent whenever you can, right? Optimize reactions over predictions. Because predictions can always be wrong, right? Reactions, it's like, oh, I saw you, I'm doing this. So even if you feel like your reactions are kind of slow, the more you work on them, the more consistent they will get. So always be trying to, it's better to play slow than it is to try to rush things and pick the wrong option. So my advice is always slow it down a little bit to people. By the way, that's why Aether sucks, especially against Ivysaur. Every character in the game has some way to exploit Aether. Most have 2 or 3. Nice, good dash tech. There's also the fact that people might be crossing you up on purpose, right? You know what cross-ups are?
Yeah.
So if people cross you up on purpose, then yeah, you're gonna need to learn to, you're gonna need to learn to find the moments where your opponent does that, and react accordingly. Unfortunately for Ike, he doesn't really have the best out of shield options. You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, his out of shield options are not fast. They're good, but not fast, right? Like Aether is good because it's got a lot of range and it hits pretty far away, and it hits pretty hard. But it is not a fast out of shield option, which means you can't just use it as a get off me tool all the time. It's more of a read tool for when you think your opponent's going to mash on you. like that. Good mix-up. One thing I really like about your play so far is that you're not always approaching. You're doing a lot of spacing. You're doing a lot of waiting for your opponent to approach you. And then there's some good dashbacks in there as well. Oh, yeah, kill me for that. Nice.
I think
One thing about Ike is Ike loves to jump, right? Most of your pressure comes from landing aerials, so characters like Ivysaur who can throw out big big hitboxes in the way of your jumps can be kind of annoying to deal with, and you're going to have to mix really, really hard to get around them and try to play the spacing game as best you can. And you know what I mean by spacing, right? Sorry, I don't like to assume that people know what everything means.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you seem pretty knowledgeable though. Do you watch a lot of like YouTube content for Smash?
Yeah, the tournaments mainly.
Crazy tournament yesterday, huh? Did you watch Summit?
Yeah. I was really sad about Tweak.
Yeah, he was
I think
playing
this is the first
so well. He was playing so well, and then he just ran into Akala, unfortunately. Nice. Yeah, Tweak's pretty fun to watch. I also played Diddy Kong for a while, and he plays Pokemon Trainer too. So I find him pretty educational for me. Ooh, scary situation there. You almost got me.
Oh, you're only on one stock now. I forgot.
What did you say? Oh, yeah, yeah. It was close. It was close. So yeah, your Ike seems pretty good. You have a good idea of like the combos and the routes and all that. Have you watched any of my YouTube videos on Ike?
I don't think so. I don't really watch a lot of tutorials
Gotcha.
on because I don't understand them. Izao Smash I think is one of the main,
Yeah.
but it's too complex for me. I don't understand what he's saying. Not that I can't understand English, but
Gotcha.
it's too much for me at the moment.
Well, here's a playlist of all the guides I've made for the character. This has been my specialty character for a long time, and I've made quite a few. And you know, you have my Discord, so if you want to learn more about the character and you want to check those out, you can always just DM me if you have any questions, and I'll answer them. Okay?
My main question now is Ike good for fundamentals? What what I'm really interested in learning or improving right now is my movement.
Gotcha. Okay, so for movement, Ike is slow, but he's very deliberate. Sorry, I'm just gonna talk for a bit. He's very deliberate. Like you need to be on point with your movement, just because you can lose stocks so easily with a character like Ike if your movement is bad. And he's also, you know, very linear in his approach. So you need to have good fundamentals to be able to catch people and get in and all that, because his tools are kind of limited. He's also fairly simple, which I think makes him a good character to learn the game with, especially if you're interested in sword characters. However, he's not the best character, right? Like he's like maybe mid-tier right now. So if you're looking to go far competitively, like you're looking to play long-term and do well in tournaments, you might want to look elsewhere. But if you're just looking for a good fundamental game knowledge before you switch characters later, or you just really enjoy Ike, then you could play him. So he's good for learning the fundamentals. He does have some blind spots as a slow character. Like you're not going to learn, you know, how to weave in and out of people's pressure and things like that well. He's more the character putting the pressure on, right? So in some aspects, yes. In some aspects, no. If you want a character who will teach you everything, like literally everything, you know, there is Pokemon Trainer, who's 3 different character archetypes in one. Really fun to learn as well. Um,
Actually, I am thinking about PT as well.
yeah, I think PT is really, really good too. Um, PT's hard, but you'll learn a lot so fast. Because yeah, 3 character archetypes, and there's always something to work on. And then you were playing Wolf. Wolf, another. I think Wolf is a better all-rounder Fundy's character than Ike. He has better movement. He has better call-out tools, really good combos, throw combos, so you can put pressure on. I think Wolf is probably the best. Like, he's a good character on top of being a good Fundy's character. So if you're looking at Wolf, he's definitely a good choice too.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
That's why my earlier I was on Wolf. Actually, I'm mainly practicing Wolf now.
yep, he's a good choice as well. But at the end of the day, whoever you have the most fun with is the only real answer, because you're not going to practice with a character you don't enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the current goal of becoming Evo champion, so there's no reason to force yourself onto a character you don't like just because they're good. My advice would be to try all the top tiers first and see if you like them before you start trying characters that aren't that good, right? Because if you can get one of them to stick, you'll just have a better time in general. Low tiers and mid tiers in this game are kind of hard to win with. You know, they have their gimmicks, but once the gimmicks get figured out, it gets harder.
Yep.
Yeah, and they don't rely on fundies as much, right? Because they're trying to fish for their one good thing, right? Instead of using all the tools in their kit. All right, sorry that took so long. All right, we can play a game now.
Ah, sorry.
It's
There was a taunt.
Just I love this taunt. It goes in his shell. Okay. You gotta watch your tech options, or I'm gonna grab the neutral tech every time. Oh, that sucks.
Oh.
It happens. Again, yeah, I don't ever fault people for movement mistakes on Wi-Fi, especially not playing from Asia to the US. It's cool to know that there's a scene in the Philippines at all, though. I had never heard of Filipino Smash before.
I think it's small. I think the viewership on Rev was about 100,
Gotcha.
200.
That's still cool, though.
Oh,
Squirtle problems. I'm sure you've seen that before, right?
yeah. I think I watched it on Leo versus Leffen
Yeah,
2 years ago.
that was a long time ago. I was at that tournament.
Oh, nice.
I think it was at SmashCon, right? But yeah, as I said, yeah, these little stalls, you know, you got away with it that time because I was too close, but dropping down and doing it in Ether, never a good call. It's just, you know, it's really, really risky. You could die at 0. To water gun, to someone's down air, to an F smash, you know, there's all sorts of options that beat it.
Yep. I see there. I attacked too early.
Yep.
My my offensive sense is not that good. One reason I choose Ike is because you can hit and you can get the kill.
Yeah, he's got very clear, like, I hit this, now I get this, right? That's one thing that's really good learning him is there's no, you know, there's no question of what you should do next, right? You get in there, you go, and you do an up air or fair, right? And they're both pretty easy, and they both do damage.
Oh.
Yeah, always got to be careful of that kind of thing. Ivy's got crazy disjoints through the stage. I'll go back to Ike for a little bit. I think we got one more game here, and just because the quick session. Is this your first
Yeah, I think
coaching session?
I tried one session. I think with Ninja Link before.
Who is it?
Ninja Link is on
Oh, cool.
Metafy as well.
Gotcha. Yeah,
He
I
just
think
taught me on some fundamentals, some techs.
Yep.
But what I'm really looking for, that's why I tried another coach, so I found yours,
Hmm.
is someone that can teach me, yeah, what I'm really missing, why I'm missing.
Yeah. I think the quick session's great for that because we can just play a few games and I can just sort of give you some notes. Again, the biggest thing I'm noticing right now, because I honestly think your neutral is not too bad. You know, you've got some good movement mix. You seem to understand. Like, you know, a lot of people just when they're learning, they hold forward, right? They're like, I'm just going to be aggressive, and if my aggression works, I win. If it doesn't, I lose. But you're doing a lot of dashing back, mixing up, watching your opponent, and those are the things you need to reinforce, right? Keep those habits. The only issue I'm seeing really right now, because like that was a great fair, you know, you're dashing in, you're dashing out, is when you get hit again. Don't panic. Keep your head on your shoulders. Pick an option instead of waiting for your turn, right? Nice. See, like little moments like that. Those are moments that stand out to me, where you do a dash in and then you try to bait something, right, by holding out on your little short hop there. Those moments are definitely higher level than someone fairly new to the competitive scene usually does. So definitely keep that up. Keep that in mind, those mixy options.
Mhm.
One thing I will say is the easiest thing to work on is punish game, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting, you know what I mean by punish game?
No, I don't. I don't.
It's kind of like advantage state, right? It just means how much you can get off one hit. You know, your combo game basically. Combo game combined with like what you can do after the true combo is punish game.
It was
So like
fast.
if I get a nair, you know, I could just go for an up tilt, but maybe I'll wait your air dodge out and I'll go for another nair and get even more damage, you know. Um, but then also just learning your true combos and being as efficient as possible with your damage is punish game. Nice, really good bear. You said you wanted to work on movement. Once this game's over, before we leave, I'll show you a couple movement drills I do that help me a lot.
Yeah, I think I mess up. I mess up a lot. I can show you. Actually, this is the last game, right?
Well, I'll
Uh,
give you one more after because there was such a delay. That's my bad. Unless you gotta go somewhere.
no, no, I'm good.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll
Oof.
go in one more time. Um, so yeah, I'll show you some movement drills, but yeah, and you can tell me the one thing that you mess up the most, and we'll focus down on what you can do there. Do you go into training mode a lot and practice moving around and stuff like that?
Uh, I'm only starting because back, I think when I started playing with my friend who got me into Smash Ultimate, it doesn't matter that I'm losing. I just want to play the game.
Hmm.
But lately, it doesn't feel good to lose all the time.
Absolutely.
So,
One thing I think would be good for you is do you have a way to record your gameplay?
no, I don't have a capture card right now, but I can save it and upload it in social media.
Yeah, that would be great. One thing we can do is we can go over replays together if you want to buy another quick session or something like that. I have a replay
Okay,
review
yeah.
service, but the replay review service doesn't allow you to like ask questions live, so I usually prefer that. Um, like the replay review service on Metafy is like you'll upload it and then I'll leave you notes on the video itself. But I much prefer if we could like do a session and talk about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll
Okay.
get the most out of that. All right, so what's the biggest issue right now with movement?
I think um the double roll. Sometimes I'm recovering and it will just like that.
You'll do like
So
this and then you'll
it's
roll again.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So also what else? I can walk. I can alternate the speed, but I can't do it yet on a real match because sometimes it's just, yeah, you're doing it fast and my opponents are really fast as well. I can't keep up. I can't do it on a real game. I think
Gotcha.
what I need is drills maybe, or I'm not sure.
What it sounds like to me
I
is you need things to be more automatic for you, because the more automatic things are, the more you can focus on your opponent and keeping up. Because if you're thinking too much about movement, if you're thinking too much about like what you want to do next instead of watching your opponent, it can be
Mm-hmm.
very easy to get overwhelmed, right?
Mm-hmm. I think on a high level, I just want to be uh more in control.
Yeah. Okay. I'll teach you a
Uh,
couple drills here.
like.
All right. So the biggest thing that I ask new students a lot of the time, especially in my hour sessions, is can you do this? So short hop, full hop, short hop, full hop. Always hit your fastball. Obviously, it's going to be a little weird online. The timing is going to be a little off, so we're not going to be perfect. But yeah, so you've got that down for the most part, but you want to be completely consistent. And the reason you switch between them instead of just doing one over and over is because it forces you to do it on the fly instead of just forming a pattern, right? Like this is easy, just doing short hop over and over, because you're just doing the same
Mm-hmm.
motion. You want to force your brain to mix up so that it becomes automatic instead of a pattern. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Cool. And then once you get that done, you want to put some movement in it, right? Make sure you're hitting your fastballs. And then when I'm talking to Ike mains, I say put a nair in there. But for Wolf, it can be a nair or a landing fair. But you want to make sure that you have your movement, and you want to aim for a spot on the ground and jump and
Mm-hmm.
land on it, because it's a very aerial game we play.
I think yeah, I just remembered I've never hit a landing fair. I've never been that accurate.
That's
Like
just something you have to
I
practice, yeah. So the biggest thing for Wolf is you can make it pretty safe if you drift it back. And that's why I recommend doing most of your aerials with the C-stick. Because then you can do a full drift back while doing a forward-facing area. Does that make sense?
yeah, like this one.
Yep.
Oh no.
So one thing to note is if you want to fastfall an aerial, you need to input the fastfall after you input the aerial. So you see how I'm doing a fair and then I'm fastfalling it right after?
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you
Actually,
do,
that's
yeah.
one as well. I don't know if this it will not come out. I tried Violet as well,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, you're getting it right now.
her
Hit me.
yeah, but
Yeah, you're
this
doing
is
it right.
practice.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know the timings yet, but I'm not really sure how to practice it effectively. Should I just do it over and over again on training mode? Is that
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, that's, it's, you want there to be some easy, simple answer, but the real answer is you just got to do it over and over and over again until your brain makes those connections. It gets
Mhm.
it gets so much easier as you go.
Okay?
But yeah, and then you
I
want
think that
to do that every day for 10 minutes, I'd say. Sitting down and doing it for an hour is helpful, but if you can make a schedule and get a little bit of practice every day and give your brain time to absorb the new things, that's always going to see faster results than just spamming one session and then going back into quick play.
okay,
Um,
understood.
but yeah, practice drifting and then doing aerials in all directions as you drift. And then are you good at doing RARs? I've seen you do a few. Yeah, seems like you mostly have that down. But one thing I do to make sure that it's not automatic, I mean that I'm not just autopiloting, is to do this. You want to run and just flick and hit jump and let go of the stick and see how much momentum you get. And if you get full momentum, you're doing it right. So you want to be facing
Okay.
backwards. Sorry, it's hard online. The timing's weird. But you see what I'm talking about? So you go into training mode and you just do like this over and over and jump back and forth. The delay is definitely screwing us up, but you see what I mean.
Okay.
And you want to completely let go of the stick and make sure that even with the stick let go, your character still has full momentum, right? That means you're doing a RAR correctly. And then you'll be able to, instead of, because like a lot of people do RARs by doing the little macro, right? And you can only get rising. You don't want that. You want to get the
Yeah.
momentum and then there. Yep, looks good. Like I said, your movement is definitely not your biggest weakness. If you're getting a lot of rolls when you're trying to run, you're just not letting go of shield early enough. And that's something you got to practice. Another thing that's really important is dash shielding. Do you know about dash shielding? For characters with, yeah, you're doing it right now. So you do know about it, correct?
Yep.
And you know the advantages of it over letting go.
Yeah, because if you flick it, it
Yeah,
takes longer.
you have to wait for the slowdown animation. Okay, great. Yeah, so you have a really good knowledge base, and I think at this point it really is just kind of about doing it over and over and over again, right?
Mhm.
I wish I
Okay, yeah.
had, I have a couple drills that I do, but I wish I had like a super secret answer for you. But honestly, it really is just muscle memory at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah. That sounds right.
Cool.
Actually, yeah.
Um, okay. Yeah. Do you have any questions before we close it out? I did record this whole thing, and I'm going to be putting it on my coaching channel, so you can review anything we talked about there.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I don't have any questions at the moment. I think I'm just gonna start with the movement drills that I want to practice,
Great. Yeah, it's
and
definitely going to help
that's
a
it for
lot.
me.
Also, look up all of the true combos of the character you're practicing and just do them. Make sure you can get them and then try to get them 5 times in a row.
Uh, if it's so, all right, I have a question now.
What's up?
So one thing that I find hard, like I said earlier, it's the accuracy. So like I'm always playing with Roy, with Joker. So like Ike has a longer sword, right? And I try to space it. And
Hmm.
uh, one thing I do, if I just hit, I try it on my spacing. Uh, I don't quite get the hit, and I get hit in return with a much shorter sword, like Roy. I'm not sure if I'm articulating it
Yeah.
correctly right now.
Well, the thing about Roy is he's one of Ike's worst matchups. For that reason, the reason that you have to be so careful in your spacing, and he's so safe that he can kind of just mash on you. So that matchup is very difficult. You have to play very defensive and safe, and try to catch him approaching you. Um, But yeah, punish game is going to help you so much. Getting to the point where you feel like you can almost take a stock off of one opening that you get is going to help a lot. So I would say, look at those videos I have. I have very specific guides to Ike's combos, exactly
Mhm.
how to execute them, and they should work. The language barrier shouldn't really be a problem because I put visual aids on the screen. Um,
Mhm.
and just make sure you have all those combos down because Roy's are going to get so much off an opening that you need to get a similar amount off every opening you get on him. Okay?
Okay.
So Punish Game is going to help you quite a bit.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
as
I
for
think that's
spacing,
about it.
okay, cool. And as for spacing, there's two kinds of spacing, right? There's hitting with the tip of your sword, and there's hitting as low to the ground as possible to make it as safe as possible, right? And you want to try to be doing both when you can.
Okay, yeah. That always messes me up. Like the back air that we talked about.
Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't come out.
Yep.
So,
Everyone has that issue, and it's just, part of it is when you're playing online, the connection's always a little bit different, right? um, and that could screw up your timings. But overall, it's just muscle memory and doing it over and over and over again.
okay, gotcha.
Cool. All right, you can DM me if you have any questions. I'll get this recording up shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Have a good one.